Track wrestling with Tony Ersland, head wrestling coach at Purdue University. We are at Junior Duels right now. What do you want to get out of this event?
You know, you're just trying to build on your list, right? I mean, I've always talked about you know who the good kids are coming in, but you just want to keep adding to your list, and you want to see these kids compete in a lot of tough situations. I mean, they're down at the end of a very long week between Greco and freestyle, so guys are beat up, a lot of tough matches, and you like to see how they respond, how they compete, maybe when they're not feeling great or when they got to string a bunch of tough matches together. So, you know, I just love watching these good kids compete and bang heads with each other and seeing how they handle all the situation that a tournament like this presents.
What does it take to get a high school wrestler to commit to Purdue?
You know, I mean, we're looking for guys who fit our culture, you know, and I suspect it's the same for a lot of people, but academics are still really important. You know, that degree is a big deal. And then we're looking for guys who want to compete and be challenged within the Big Ten. I mean, that's really important. Week in and week out, you're going to be tested, and so I'm looking for competitors who embrace that grind. You know, and with in the Big Ten especially, it's, you know, Penn State, you know, Ohio State, those teams all at the top nationally as well. I'm looking for guys who want to do something special for the first time and break through and do something big, you know, at Purdue.
Winning a team championship is impossibly hard. You know that being at Iowa. It's not an easy thing. Do you try to build more the mentality of winning an individual championship and go from there?
Yeah, I mean, you look for guys who do. They want that individual title, right? But you also like guys who value the team experience, you know, that culture on your team, the way they're going to be supported and the guys they're going to be around. I really still valued, even at my time at Iowa, the guys that I was able to hang out with in that environment. So, yes, you want guys who really want that individual NCAA title, but guys who understand there's a value in a team.
Being an All-American is also hard. Just getting those guys on the podium, is that something you talk about quite a bit, just getting on the podium?
Yeah, I mean, you want guys who chase bigger goals. So being on the podium is part of it, and it's getting harder every year to be an All-American. You know, there's a lot of good coaches, a lot of good programs out there. So, you know, I don't talk in terms of just the minimum, you know, like being All-American is the goal. You know, I want you, whatever you're capable of, whatever your talent kind of dictates, that's what we want to do. I want to make sure when you leave Purdue that you've achieved everything you're capable of. And for every guy, it's a little different.
What's it like being in the Big Ten? You guys get to be on TV, you have that outlet. Do kids gravitate toward that?
Yeah, I think that's part of it, right? The exposure and what the Big Ten wrestling is and how it's presented and shown on TV, I think is attractive to a lot of young guys. And that's a big deal for us because week in and week out, we're in that spotlight with people and we know where the bar is. You know, when you're in the Big Ten, you know where that bar is. It's always there. And so we're not getting fooled into thinking, you know, hey, we're here and we need to be there. We always know what's going on and where we need to be.
When you get done with the Big Ten tournament, national tournament, how much do you break it down and say, we missed points here, we could have gotten more here? How much of that do you do?
You know, just from the standpoint of development within the guys, handling situations. I don't like to dwell too much, you know, on team points in that way. It more comes down to, you know, as a competitor, where did you kind of, you know, miss your points? Where could you have been tougher in this situation? You know, maybe it was scoring on the edge of the mat or finishing the period on top. It just from that standpoint of how you handle match tactics and being better in the future. I don't want to look backwards too much. We always want to look forward and just get kids better so that we're where we need to be the next time.
You wrestled at Iowa, you were an assistant coach at Nebraska, and now you're at Purdue. Compare and contrast those three programs.
You know, I think I've just taken a lot from different places. That's all you can do is use those experiences to be better in the future. Certainly at Iowa, being surrounded by a lot of people who were worked incredibly hard and achieved a lot. I saw what it took there to win at the highest level. You know, certainly you know, having the opportunity to be with Coach Manning and then coach some of the guys there, Burrows and Bressers and those guys, you know, taught me a lot as well. So it just kind of all has served me to get to this point in my life where, you know, Purdue has a lot of tremendous things, but we've still got to, you know, develop certain things on our own. You know, it's not just a ready-made situation where you're handed everything in here. You know, here you go use it. We've got to create situations for ourselves to get to be where we want to be, and that's what we're working on.
When you're a varsity wrestler at Iowa, which you were on Dan Gable's final season in 1997, do you feel like a celebrity walking around Iowa City?
No. You know, it's fun to have been a part of those groups, certainly, and Iowa, you know, wrestling's valued. I mean, from Humboldt, Iowa, wrestling's valued. So I appreciate the fact that people value wrestling, but certainly, you know, I guess the only thing that I enjoy is the camaraderie from those teams and the relationships that I've built.